Well, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. Got up, drinking your coffee, and it's a little early. I actually got started a little bit later today. It's 6:45. Usually I like to be hiking by 6:30 if I can, but I didn't push myself too much today because I got a little bit of a lighter day. Today is only 13 miles. This area in this state, you really are encouraged to stay specifically in designated campsites. That means around shelters, or sometimes they're standalone tent sites as well, but I haven't seen a ton of those. So you're kind of relegated to hiking to those places if you're planning on camping. So I've got 29 miles between the last campsite and where I wanted to get picked up. So I'm not going to do 29 miles. So I broke it up as evenly as I could using those designated campsites. So I've got one at 13, and then tomorrow I'll do the last 16 into that pickup spot. So that's the plan for today. 13 miles to the next shelter, and yeah, I don't know if we'll have a lot of sites today. I think the most momentous thing that we're going to do today is we are going to be passing over the Connecticut state line. I know it was about within a mile of the campsite, which I just left. I haven't seen any signage or anything saying, you know, welcome, now leaving New York or whatever. I haven't seen anything like that yet, so I'm going to keep my eyes open for that. That'll probably be the biggest thing, most important thing that I do today, to be honest. I think there probably are a couple of viewpoints that we'll see, but again, fairly short day, and we're gonna go make the best of it. I'm kind of looking forward to a little lighter day, low pressure, and just basically getting in camp and relaxing and kind of pre-planning a little bit as we look forward into the next several days. All right, hope everybody's having a wonderful morning, and we'll look forward to catching up a little bit further down the path. All right, looks like we found our first obstacle course of the day. Looks like there used to be a bridge here and got washed out, and they haven't replaced it, but they have given us a rope. Very generous to hold on to. So let's see what we need to do to scale this creek. It don't look too bad, really. I'll take the big rock. Get tricky. Sure enough, I got my feet wet. I got 1 foot wet. We'll try to keep it that way. That's a way to start off a day. Little obstacle course. 1 foot wet. Soaking wet. I hope we build that bridge back someday. All right, let's just head on up the trail with a positive attitude. All right, folks, we made it. Out of New York and into Connecticut. Connecticut. Welcome to Connecticut. Gateway to New England. All right, got another state behind us. And what do we have left? All right, so we'll do Connecticut. I think it's 50 some miles. So we should be through Connecticut in probably 3 days or so, and then we have Massachusetts, then we head into Vermont, then it's New Hampshire, then it's Maine. I said them a lot faster than you can do them, I promise you, because Maine itself is a big state, 275 miles or something like that. So it'll take a minute, but we won't get there unless we keep putting one foot in front of the other, which is exactly what I plan to do. So I'll keep you posted if we see anything cool down the path, and we'll talk to you a little bit later. All right, that's where we came from. Down that hill, and that's where we're going, up that hill. So Connecticut is saying, welcome, glad you're here, we've got a hill for you to climb. Oh boy. At least we've got it laid out. It's pretty nice little steps, rocks, whatever. So not too bad. It's gonna be fine. This is great exercise. Everyone should try this. Whew. We got a beautiful trail here, folks. Nice, clear, hiking right beside the river. This is called the 10-mile river, and just down here, not too far, we're going to cross a bridge over the 10-mile. And the 10-mile river will feed into the much larger Housatonic River right down here. So we'll see that in just a few minutes. All right, here we go. Up and over. This is a nice bridge. Really nice. So again, this is the 10-mile river. And it's feeding into the mighty Housatonic River. It is pretty big and impressive. Doesn't seem to be terribly deep. You see a lot of rocks and boulders popping up, but it's moving at quite a pace. Yeah. So the Housatonic River is like 159 miles long. It's moving to the southeast, and eventually empties out into the Long Island Sound in New York. And as I understand it, Housatonic is an Indian word, and it means beyond the mountains. So maybe it describes where the water came from or started or whatever. I don't know. But that's a little history on the Housatonic. I think we'll be walking along the Housatonic now for a few miles. So that'll be a nice path to follow. Folks, I didn't film it, but I have been doing some pretty significant climbing here in the great state of Connecticut, and finally reached the top and leveled off, and it should be pretty easy, relatively easy, I would say, for the balance of the day. So that was the biggest climb. I'm going to do a profile picture of the app so you can see the climb that I just had. And essentially we're going to climb or hike across the crest of that ridge, and then it's a little bit of a downhill down to the shelter. So as it stands right now, we are about 6 miles from finishing this day, and I'm happy for that. The weather just today actually went into the 80s. I think we're about 85 today, and it's getting warm. So I mean, I'm used to hot weather, that's not a problem. When you're carrying a pack and climbing hills, ooh, you got to drink a lot of water. That's one thing I learned, is just drink water even if you don't need it. And just carry the water, drink the water, have the water, because you just sweat so much that you can get dehydrated pretty quickly if you don't pay attention. So that's what I've been doing today for sure. And that's kind of a new thing now, because up until today, I don't know if we've had, this is probably the first day I've hiked in the 80s this year. And it's going to be in the 80s for the next 2 days. So, and then we're going to get a bunch of rain again, like 5 days of rain, but it looks like the worst day's on Saturday. So I have to figure that day out. May just hike through it. I don't know. Maybe the weather will improve. We'll see. But overall, pretty good day. I think I like Connecticut pretty well. There's some challenges, but you'd anticipate challenges in any state. But so far it's very balanced. We got some tough climbs, but you also have some nice walks beside the river as an example. So it's been good. All right, we'll press on, make some miles. I'm hoping from the crest of this ridge we'll also get a view, or maybe two. So we'll see. Okay, here's our first view. I'd say it's our first long range view in Connecticut. So not too shabby, for sure. Zoom it in. We've got a farm or some sort of operation right there. Very nice. Okay. Tell you what's nice is to be back inside the woods in the shade. It's hot on that rock. So let's head back in the woods and I'll talk again a little further down the path. Another pretty view. I think that's a golf course over on the side of that mountain. Okay, everybody. You can probably see I'm sweating. We're about 3.5 miles from the targeted shelter. We'll be in there pretty early. You know, I've got options, I guess. I mean, the next shelter from there is another 7 miles. And I'm not, you know, if it wasn't so hot, I probably could press on and do it, but it would be it'd be a 20-mile day. And I've already said I'm probably not going to do many more 20-mile days, so I don't think that's in my cards. And in the end, it doesn't make any difference. I'll just have it. It would give me a shorter day tomorrow, but the miles are the miles, right? So I think the balanced attack with 13 today and 16 tomorrow is probably good. The one thing I will do with a little bit longer day tomorrow and temperatures in the 80s again is tomorrow morning I'll get up crazy early, maybe even with the headlamp on, and start my day. Listen to the birds, so many birds. And that'll help me tomorrow, but today's the day. We're going to focus on it now. And for now, we've got to get down this rocky ravine. We've got a little bit of a dip here, and then I climb back out. It gets, you got a couple bumps, ups and downs, not tremendous. And then the final down will be down towards the shelter. It's actually, if you followed it all the way down, just as a point of reference, you go to Kent, Connecticut, which I don't have really intentions of going into Kent, you know, for, obviously I'm not going to stay in Kent or anything like that. It's, I understand it's a really nice town, but it's kind of pricey. Everything's pretty expensive, and it's not really set up for hikers necessarily, but I have known some hikers that would go in. But I think I'll just bypass Kent, stay on the trail, and just stay focused on my plan. All right, we will check back with you in just a few. Got a beautiful waterfall here. Real pretty. I'll tell you what though, folks, the mosquitoes here are like helicopters. They just come down here and pick you up, carry you off. It's unbelievable. If y'all stop for a second, let you just to sacrifice my body. Look at all these mosquitoes. They are everywhere. They're chasing me down the trail. I was gonna put my head net on real quick, but I'm hopeful I'll just get away from this water source. That a little drier, a little higher area, the mosquitoes won't be here. So we'll see. They are rough, man. All right. Yeah, I think I'm getting away from them. Another pretty view. Look at this. I don't know if it's a house or a barn. Might be a house. Pretty places over there on that hillside. One thing I'm noting as we get a little bit further north, the mountains and the ridge lines are getting taller again. Starting to remind me of Tennessee and Southern Virginia, I'd say. Yeah. we'll be back into some big mountain climbing before you know it. I stopped just a minute ago, and I thought I'd have some lunch before pressing on. And tell you what, the mosquitoes just engulfed me again. I think they thought I was the lunch. It's like a buy one get one free at Golden Corral or something. I'm telling you, they were after me. So I took down some quick snacks and some water, and I'm just going to go ahead and press on to the shelter and just hope and pray that maybe it's better at the shelter. Honestly, quite often it's not better because it's so worn. Sometimes the shelter around the grounds around the shelter can be kind of wet and buggy as well. But hopefully that won't be the case today. We'll see. Tell you what, we've had an abundance of water here in Connecticut, that's for sure. Beautiful, clean, clear water. That's awesome. Now, I would go ahead and get some of that water, because I'm definitely going to need some. But there's no need in carrying it, because for everything I've read, the water source at the shelter is a raging creek as well. Probably, I almost envisioned something similar to that. So we should have good water once we get there. All better reason just to stay and make the best of it. All right, off to the shelter. Okay, y'all, I think we got some turkeys up here on the trail. More beautiful waterfalls. Okay, folks, we've made it to the shelter area. This is the water supply for the shelter, which is beautiful. I've been most impressed with the water sources in Connecticut. There's the streams, clear streams, springs, rivers running everywhere. I can't get over how clean they are. So pristine. So I'll come back after a bit and I'll grab me some water. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and grab some water right now. one bottle so I can do some cooking. That was easy. So they also have over there, you can see, first I got excited because I thought it was some kind of cooler, but it's actually a bear box. So the idea here is, of course, that you'll bring your food bag that you're keeping all your food in, put it in the bear box so a bear couldn't smell it or get to it. So that's that plan, which I'll do. Bear boxes make it easy. Those cables sometimes they provide, which seem to be fading out and being replaced with the bear boxes. They're a hassle, and quite honestly, a lot of them are in disrepair and not working so well. So here we go. The green roof and the logs kind of remind me of a Lincoln log house that we used to play with as kids, you know. This is the ALGO mountain shelter. It appears to be in pretty good shape, but I'll not be staying in it tonight. Because look at this. Plethora of camping choices. Of course, there's no rain or anything planned for tonight, so it should be great. Back there, probably in the distance, you can't see it. I'm not going to go there anyway, but there's a privy back there. Privy's a fancy word for outhouse. So, yeah, I think I'll just find me a spot. There's just so many to choose from, and park it for the evening. All right. Well, I'll come back to you just as soon as maybe I do some cooking and get me a tent up, and I can get out of these bugs, and we will see what I'm eating tonight. All right. Hope you've had a great day.